Let's talk about candle magic. So, candles are one of the most recognizable symbols of occult magic in the entire world. You think about a big circle with a bunch of candles around it, you're going to be thinking of occult magic. Just how it is. This partially goes back to Agrippa, where Agrippa, because magic is supposed to be one of the divine sciences, and the closest element to the divine is fire, says that all magic should be done in front of a candle flame. In modern times, the easiest way to get a flame to be present in your occult rituals is to use a candle, because you can buy them basically at any store, at least here in the US. Now, occultists use candles for a lot of reasons, one of them being that they are the easiest and most consumable item that you will use if you are a ceremonial magician/occultist, and that is because we go through a lot of them. Now, I'm personally a big fan of candles, and I've used a lot of different candles over my many years of experience. That being said, I've learned some things about candles, and specifically the topic of this video, candle magic, that I want to share as part of a video that I pitched like 3 years ago and never got around to, so let's get into that. Now, when I say candle magic, what I mean here is that there is two major types of ritual operations with candles. One is candles as set dressing, which is the typical, you have candles going as like light in your darkened room so you can actually read your fucking notes, and so you can actually read what the hell you're trying to do in the ritual. This is the typical candles as set dressing. This is when you have side altars. You put elemental colored candles on there, which would be red for fire, yellow for air, blue for water, and green for earth, or your colors may vary. This is like the one from the Golden Dawn, and this is the one I use because I just think that's really convenient because, you know, green being the only composite color on the color wheel, like green being a combination of yellow and blue. And then you have the three primary colors as air, fire, and water, respectively, for yellow, red, and blue. I think that's a really cool color correspondence, and at some point I'll go into color correspondences more broadly speaking. That being said, the other type of candle magic is candle as focus for the spell. Now, what do I mean by this? When I mean spell focus, this is the core of your ritual. So if you are going to be doing a ritual where you're going to be talking to a spirit, the spirit communication is the focus of the ritual. If you're consecrating a talisman, the talisman becomes the focus of the ritual. In candle magic, the candle itself is the focus of the ritual. The way that works is you're effectively using it as a spiritual battery with your intention and your energy infused into the candle. You then burn the candle, and the candle creates a magical vacuum of sorts to pull things in. Now, here's where we get into a little bit of specifics about candle magic. There's a couple things you need to know. One, color of the candle matters. You don't want to use a black candle for a love spell, even if you're trying to manifest Big Titty Goth GF. You don't do that. You don't. Don't do it. I know one person was thinking about it at some point in their practice. Don't do that. You want to use pink, or if you want to get really spicy, you can use like red, right? I have an entire write-up on my Patreon from February when Valentine's Day was going on for how to do effective candle love spells, if you want that. But that's neither here nor there. Candle color does matter, and the candle color is important because depending on what color candles you're using will affect and add a different kind of spin to the candle spell itself. The most basic colors are going to be the elemental and the planetary colors. Now, the planetary colors are going to be more used in candle magic, I find, if you're going to be adding a planetary correspondence, if you're going to be using an invocation of a planetary power, which is a whole nother topic. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to want to be using the planetary colors. Now, the planetary colors are going to be black for Saturn, blue for Jupiter, red for Mars, yellow for Sun, orange for Mercury, green for Venus, and purple for the Moon. talking about how to actually invoke the planetaries is beyond the scope of this video. That being said, these are just a natural correspondence that will exist if you are intending to have that. Now, you can double down on that by engraving sigils in the candle of the particular planetary. Let's say you want to have a Venerian influence to your practice or to the particular spell. Maybe you're trying to attract something into your spell. You want to use a Venus sigil on it for whatever reason. That's totally fine. That is a totally valid thing to do. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to literally like take some kind of tool. You can use either like a nail or a pen or something to that effect. I wouldn't recommend a pen, but you can take like a nail or something, and you can literally carve into the candle the various sigils. Now, the other type of color correspondence you're going to want to pay attention to is the elemental correspondence. Now, when it comes to elemental correspondences change based on tradition. So what I mean by this is your colors may vary from mine when it comes to elemental correspondence if you're, say, a different type of occultist. But I'm using the Golden Dawns because I think that they're very nice and they have a very nice color theory to them, which, again, at some point in the future, I will go over the Golden Dawn color theory in what will probably be a massive video essay style video. That being said, the elemental colors are yellow for air, red for fire, blue for water, and green for earth. Now, there's multiple colors for these. I know Earth has like 3. Earth has like black, brown, and green, depending on what type of Earth you're trying to work with. Fire is always red in every tradition. Air, depending on what it is, sometimes might be light blue, and the greenish blue color might be associated with water instead of like pure blue. Again, your tradition may have different correspondences to mine, but what you should keep in mind is the candle color does matter. Other than color, it is important to know that candle size does matter. There's various types of candles you'll see online. Some of them are actually just straight up called spell candles. Now, these are going to be like about 4 inches tall. They're going to be very small, and these are straight up basically designed for candle magic. Now, I think these are a godsend when I'm doing something that is very small and I just want to cast a candle for it. Because as an occultist, I want to solve all of my first world problems with a 4-inch candle while going from my candle stash, and then I just put it into my little candle holder, which I have candle holders for. I just want to be able to burn my candle spell, and I want to be able to cast my candle and have it just like manifest really quickly and manifest really simply and not have to think too hard about it. Because if I can just be like, candle spell, charge it for a couple minutes, like just put my intention, like hold it in my hand and just hold it, charge it with the intention, and then I can just burn it as part of a ritual, as part of like my dailies, and just add it to my dailies. And if I can get that to manifest in like 2 days, that's perfectly reasonable. I like magic that works quick, and candle magic usually will work quick if it's for something small. Such is the nature of the element of fire. The element of fire is the second fastest of all the elements, and it is actually the most explosive, so you'll get, in my experience, the best results with candle magic if you're going to be doing like one simple element. You know, water is really good. Earth talismans are good for a reason if you charge them up and you overcharge them, and you, quite frankly, I've had some friends who have been practicing and doing experiments with basically overclocked talismans, which is insane in and of itself. And air is air. You will change people's minds. It's very simple. That being said, back to the candle size. You'll also find that there are votive and pillar candles. Now, I'm going to caution you from, if you think a candle is too big, you're going to want to do an entire ritual to consecrate to consecrate the candle over like a course of a week before you do the actual candle spell, because if you don't, you will not actually have the candle be charged enough for the candle spell. There's like a minimum amount of emotional and magical charge you need to do for this, and what I mean by this is I've used candles that are like 18 inches tall by 3 inches wide. That is excessive, yes, I know. It was funny. I bought a bunch of them, and then I was like, well, maybe I can use these for candle spells, and I tried it. and they don't exactly work if you don't charge them up all the way. It's kind of like making a sigil, and you make the sigil and you basically give it no attention and you don't charge it at all and you just expect it to manifest. That's the equivalent. The more wax that the candle actually has, the more of a charge you need to give it in order to actually get it to manifest things. Which is why if you're going to be using a larger candle, like, and when I say larger candle, I mean like pillar candles and up. If you're going to be using a pillar candle, you want to charge it for more than just one afternoon. You want to charge it for, like, as long as you feel it is needed. And if you're going beyond a simple, like, 3-inch tall by 3-inch wide pillar candle, you're probably going to want to do an entire ritual just to consecrate that one candle, which, is a thing you can try. You're also going to want to have like a written statement of intent below it. Statement of intents are more of an art form than they are a science, and they require a lot of linguistics and wordplay. At some point I will do a video entirely on statements of intent, which will probably be it'll be sooner rather than later. So, I hope you have learned some things about candle magic. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hope you're having a good day. If you're not having a good day, hope your day gets better. Take it easy. Take care.